You can now buy a multi-unit property with a lot less money. Also, did we just double the expected amount of new jobs created? Not so fast. Let me break it all down for you. Hi, welcome to another exciting week, mortgage and finance news. This week, the big news came in the BLS Jobs Report. Now, looking at the headline, the big number is there were 336 jobs created, which is almost double the estimate of around 170,000. Now, as we always like to do, let's dig a little deeper into the numbers and look beyond that headline. Now, first, big number is 96,000 of those created in leisure and hospitality. And like we've said before, I feel like the leisure and hospitality industry is probably reaching the max capacity. We're still recovering from COVID, which we know that industry was hit the hardest. Also, if you look, the leisure and hospitality workers are working about 3/4 the amount of time. Also, part-time made up for 151,000, and multiple jobs created showed at 123,000. So as I look into this a little bit further, I start to think this actually shows a weakening in jobs. So hear me out. If money's tight and you're getting less hours at your current job, you're going to go seek additional employment and part-time work. So while, again, we're focused on the headline here, which says, look at all these new jobs created, I think if you actually looked at the totality of things, you'd see, hey, money's actually getting a little tighter and people are finding ways to supplement income by looking outside of their current job. House hackers can rejoice with a new Fannie Mae adjustment to the minimum down payment or loan to value ratio requirement for multi-unit properties. Now, in the past, Fannie would require a 15% down payment on duplexes and a 25% down payment for 3 to 4 units. Now, you can buy all the way up to a 4-unit property utilizing a conventional Fannie Mae loan for as little as 5% down. In the past, those buyers who wanted to do an owner-occupied purchase of a multi-unit property, a lot of times they would go to FHA financing because of the additional down payment requirements with conventional. Now, what most don't understand is FHA's self-sufficiency requirements, which require the rent of those properties on 3 to 4 units to be 25% greater than the mortgage payment. With increase in interest rates, that ratio became harder for many buyers to qualify. I think that this new 5% down minimum on an owner-occupied multi-unit is going to be a great boom for young home buyers who understand, their opportunity to buy multiple doors with as little as 5% down. There's a new study out that shows buyers are canceling contracts at a higher percentage. And that's up from around 12% this time last year to over 15%. So what this means is buyers are getting in contract, getting an accepted offer with the seller, and later deciding to cancel that contract in the middle for one reason or another. What I do think is this is a great reminder to sellers that the market has shifted a bit. And while we're still in a very low inventory environment, buyers have a bit more leverage and buyers are not going to settle. So when it comes to certain things like negotiations on repairs, things like that, sellers need to understand that buyers have more opportunity to potentially find another home somewhere else, and they're not going to settle with the higher interest rates and lack of affordability for any home just because they're currently in contract. Next week is big with PPI and CPI. So we'll pay attention to those numbers and see how the Fed's going to react to the Fed meeting in early November. We'll see you soon.